What's up everybody, my name is KSaun. Welcome back to another Pokemon Draft League video. Today is week number 4 of the SPDA Luxury Ball Division, where we are going up against none other than KazTheWeeb, the commissioner of the league. He is the coach of the Detroit Blue Flares, and we've got our work cut out for us as we are both 2-1 heading into this game. We are currently sitting at a +2 differential and he is at +8, so he is in 3rd place and we are in 6th, which means the winner of this game is in really good shape in the standings, and the loser is going to be in the thick of it the last 4 weeks for the playoff race. So we're going to see how we can do. Let's take a look at the roster and what we brought this week. As usual, if you don't want to stick around for the whole team builder, the timestamps are down below. You can cut right to the battle, but those who want to stick around, I do appreciate it. Let's go over these mons. Looking at Kaz's roster, it is terrifying. There are quite a number of threats on the other side. Honestly, one of the better teams in the league, so this is going to be a tough one. We've got Roaring Moon with 119 base speed, incredible ability with that photosynthesis, can rock booster energy, choice band, choice scarf sets, can be very, very nice into my team. Ogerpon Cornerstone, I expect to be the lead this week. He is one of the best just lead Pokemon in general with that sturdy ability, the ability to U-turn, knock off, set up spikes, and obviously Ivy Cudgel for tons of damage. Cryogonal, 105 base speed, is a nice Terra Captain for him with the electric, ground, and steel types. Volcarona can be very scary with choice items or a Quiver Dance setup mon, can even Will-O-Wisp to try and mitigate some of the damage from my physical mons. Zangoose is the normal type on the other side, which means he is the one Pokemon stopping me from being able to just freely click Shadow Ball on Spectrier, but we have to respect it even if it is a lesser used mon. Goldango is very scary. Excellent typing with that Steel and Ghost. 84 base speed with a ton of special attack, can be very scary with both specs and scarf sets, can even set up with Nasty Plot as well. The Vaporeon is a very nice utility mon, really good switch in. Also with the water absorbability means Blastoise cannot just freely flip turn. I expect this mon to come as it is very bulky, especially physically. And speaking of bulky, this one specially being Sylveon, 60 base speed, but a huge special attack stat. Hyper Voices just go absolutely crazy into my team. Donphan, a really nice Stealth Rock and Rapid Spinner, and honestly has quite a few kills for Kaz on the season, so can be pretty offensive as well. Electros, really nice bulk, actually underrated bulk, has a lot of nice utility. Knockoff, U-turn, and Super Fang, even Thunder Wave, a lot of really nice stuff that thing can do. And Vileplume, this mon, I think a lot of people might disrespect. I expect it to come this week. Can be very, very scary with the Effect Sport ability, as well as Strength Sap, can really mitigate some of the damage that my physical mons can do. So we'll see how we want to counteract this. First of all, mon number 1 here is the 11, aka Spectre, with the Colbur, Berry Set, and Grimnay ability. 88 EVs into HP, 252 into defense with 168 speed. With that nature, we are outspeeding everything on Kaz's team unless they are scarfed or a booster item. And we have so much bulk with the Colbur Berry that we can live a +1 knockoff from the Roaring Moon on the other side, as long as he is not also booster energy attack, which means we can switch into that, hit it back with a Draining Kiss, get a bunch of health back, potentially proc our Moxie ability, and we also have Taunt and Nasty Plot to be able to set up against some of the lesser offensive mons. So something like a Vaporeon, if it is in there, we can go ahead and click Taunt to stop it from using either Wish or Roar or Haze or something like that, allowing us to freely set up Nasty Plots and hopefully just go for a sweep against his team. The second mon that I'm really excited about this week is Jonathan our Ting Lu. I love running this thing offensively, and it is offensive this week. Max attack Adamant with the weakness policy, Vessel Rune ability, 64 into defense, 16 into special defense, and 176 into speed. We are giving it just enough speed to basically creep a minimum speed or low speed investment Vaporeon. And the reason for this is he has 5 mons on his team that are all very low speed tiers, and I expect that he's probably not going to put any speed investment into them. Typically, probably doesn't need to, because my mons like Ting Lu and Iron Hands are very slow, so he probably doesn't think he needs to put any speed. And I'm going to hopefully catch him napping there and get 176 speed investment here, allowing me to outspeed all those bulky mons. If the Vaporeon goes for either a Scald or a Flip Turn, it's going to proc our weakness policy, and with Earthquake, Payback, and Heavy Slam, we can do so much damage to his roster, it's insane. We're also rocking Taunt because there are a number of slow Pokemon, such as the Vileplume, the Vaporeon, the Donphan, even the Electros that want to use things that basically taunt mitigates and kind of gets rid of. So by having a fast Ting Lu this week, I think we could actually put in a ton of work with this set. One mon I am hoping to pull off this week. It's a little bit of an ambitious set, but I think it could work very well, especially if he brings the Vile Plume, is the Iron Hands. This is rocking a Citrus Berry with an Impish Nature, 252 into defense, 96 attack, 156 speed, and 4 HP. It's a very weird set, but basically it allows us to take the physical hits from mons on the other side incredibly well, and then when Vile Plume switches in, I expect it to be the answer for Iron Hands because it can Strength Sap and then just get itself back all the way up to full HP. Strength Sap lowers our attack by 1 stage and basically heals itself. However, it can't do that if we are behind a substitute, and if we are behind a substitute against Vile Plume, we very likely can kick Belly Drum because this thing really can't do a whole lot of damage to us. It just tries to status us. So if Vile Plume comes this week, if we can click a substitute right in front of it and then click Belly Drum, we will be +6 and be able to go for Drain Punch or Fire Punch against the enemy team and basically knock out anything on the roster in one hit. Honestly, as long as we don't get effect spored, if Vile Plume comes in, I think we are very likely to get this off, and it could potentially be huge for our roster. And the next mon on the team, I forgot to mention this already, but we actually made a transaction this week. We dropped Entei and Vespiquen. They did absolutely nothing wrong. I honestly loved both of those two mons, but Nova had ARCANINE Hisuian on his roster earlier this season, ended up dropping it this week, and I snagged it about 5 hours after that because this mon is crazy and honestly just kind of feels like a better Entei. The reason I drafted Entei was because of priority, it getting extreme speed, while ARCANINE also gets extreme speed. The thing about Entei is it just doesn't quite do as much damage as I want it to. ARCANINE Hisuian has absolutely no problems doing that with its Rockhead ability, and it also gets other things like Flash Fire and Intimidate, which are also really, really good. So this week we're running an Adamant set with 48 HP, 252 into attack, and 208 speed investment, allowing us to outspeed a modest Choice Scarf Goldengo here. I think if he runs Scarf Goldengo, it should be modest, so we should be good here with the Head Smash, Flare Blitz, Psychic Fangs, and Extreme Speed set. Honestly, Head Smash with the Choice Scarf Adamant just goes insane to his team, and the only things that resist it get absolutely melted by Flare Blitz. So I think Dustin can put in a ton of work here this week. And we have Steve the Tornadus next with no item. We are not running an item on this guy, and the reason for that is because Kaz's team really doesn't like flying attacks. He doesn't have a whole lot of mons that take flying damage very well. The Electros and the Goldengo, but honestly, even then, like 220 attack investment with a Jolly Nature, Acrobatics actually does a pretty sizable chunk to the Goldengo, and Knockoff will just clean KO it after the Acrobatics chip. So with 252 speed investment, 36 into special defense, allowing it to live any one hit from the Volcarona or the Goldengo, we are set up pretty nicely here. We also have U-turn for momentum, and this is going to be our designated lead. The nice thing about Tornadus and what I like about it this week is that it is 111 base speed. With Ogerpon Cornerstone, who I think is a pretty much no-brainer lead for Kaz in most weeks just because he's so good at the role, we will outspeed the Ogerpon. It can't use an item because it's the Cornerstone Mask, which means we always outspeed. It can't be Scarf. We U-turn for basically half its health and get on out of there into something else, which is nice. The Bulk Up is here to basically make us tankier versus any sort of physical damage, and because of our Prankster ability, we'll act first, which means even against a Roaring Moon or something like that, if we click Bulk Up, we will actually go first and get a +1 defense boost against basically anything that we're going into, which is really nice. Also gives us an offensive boost, and if we get the +1 acrobatics, we actually do a very sizable chunk to almost everything on Kaz's team. The last mon on the roster, though, is Eddie the Toxtricity, and we're running the Assault Vest item this week. The main reason for this is I think with the Assault Vest and Trailblaze, which upgrades our speed by 1 stage, we should hopefully be able to set up against almost any one of the special threats on his team, such as the Volcarona, the Goldengo, the Vaporeon, the Sylveon. We will live a hit from anything there regardless because of the AV and get the +1 speed boost, which means we will outspeed every single thing on his team that's not Choice Scarfed. And with Boom Burst, Volt Switch, and Nuzzle, we should be able to put in some work. Nuzzle can basically be the only thing we can use to paralyze the Goldengo, which can be really useful. Its ability, Good as Gold, nullifies any sort of status moves you go for. So you can't Thunder Wave Goldengo, you can't burn it and stuff like that, but Nuzzle is an attack. So it's a way to get around that, can actually slow it down, especially if it's Choice Scarf. That can be very useful. And Volt Switch is just honestly there for momentum to get me out of there. If I'm not able to set up a Trailblaze, maybe I just click Volt Switch and get on out of there. So honestly, guys, that is the roster we are rocking with this week. I'm excited for it, and I hope to have a good, clean game against Kaz. Should be fun, but let's jump into the battle. All right, we are about to hop into battle right now with KazTheWeeb. He is an amazing dude, awesome content creator, awesome commissioner, one of my good friends. And what did he bring? So there's no Sylveon, which I like. Goldengo, Ogerpon, Vaporeon, Donphan, Roaring Moon, Vileplume. He did bring the Vileplume, which I kind of thought, because Vileplume honestly does a lot of work into my team. I have a couple of ways around that, though, with the Strength Sap, and I'm hoping Effect Spore is not a thing this game. Man, I'm nervous. All right, I am just going to lead Steve. This was my designated lead. Honestly, Ting-Lu looks really good here. He doesn't have any Earthquake switch-ins. He could potentially run Air Balloon, I guess, on Goldengo, but other than that, like, he has no ground resist. So that's pretty huge. Earthquake is massive. Arcanine looks good. I mean, yeah, I feel like this looks pretty good for us. I didn't want to deal with the Sylveon just because it can do a lot of damage to my Ting-Lu. I didn't bring like a super bulky set. So if it's like choice specs, it's like it almost like Okos us. So I'm glad that thing is not here. And what does he go for? It is going to be Kyoma, which is the Ogerpon. So the classic. This is just a really great lead. Now he could go Cudgel or he could go Spikes. But Steve, I have already got my turns planned out for based on what his mon is, and this I'm just going to U-turn. There's no way I'm ever slower than it, so I just U-turn for Chip, break the Sturdy, and see what he wants to go for. And I'm just going to U-turn into Iron Hands if he stays in. He could go for Spikes, but I don't think he will because I could taunt. So I think he just Ivy Cudgels to apply pressure. So we'll see. U-turn comes off. We do about half of it in damage, which is great. So that is nice. He's going to see that we're a physical set here based on that damage. And then I immediately just go into Hopper here, I think. We should take whatever he goes for pretty well. Goes for Ivy Cudgel. That is nice. We should soak that. Oh yeah, we eat that for breakfast here. And now, I think I want to click Fire Punch, honestly. Do I reveal that? What is this guy going to go for? He's going to swap, right? How ballsy am I feeling? I just realized I didn't import my stuff into my calc. I need to do that real quick. I'm not going to get this calc up in time. Honestly, he could Power Whip for damage. I'm just going to Fire Punch. See what happens. He withdraws. Tell me it's Goldengo. Tell me it's Goldengo taking a big old chunk. What is Reese? I actually don't know. It's Vileplume. Okay. Please no Effect Spore. Please no Effect Spore. Oh my god. We get put to sleep. Oh, that is so annoying. That is so annoying. Ugh. And he's Rocky Helmet. Damn it, man. That is so annoying. That is like the one thing that could stop this, because we are literally in perfect position. Oh, that sucks, man. Shoot. Well, Iron Hands, I mean, do I stay in here? He could just Giga Drain. And he's Rocky Helmet. Man, that's a shame. I would have gotten a free belly drum up here. What do I want to click here? We are probably faster. I'm just going to Drain Punch, I guess. So he stays in. What does he go for? Does he Strength Sap? Because honestly, that would be perfectly fine. He's going to go for Leech Seed. I'm still kind of okay with this just because it buys like a turn. Excuse me. We could wake up this turn. But now that we're seeded, you know, that is what it is. I think sleep turns stay as they are even after you switch out and stuff like that. I think. So we'll see, I guess. Maybe I just go... Do I go Eddie here? Man, that's so annoying, actually. Like, that's so annoying. I don't want to lose this thing because it's a good switch in for Roaring Moon. The fact that it's Effect Spore and the fact that it's Sleep. Man. What else could this thing have? I think we can just go Eddie here. We'll see what he goes for. So we have one turn of Sleep down already for Iron Hands. So go into Eddie. He's going to withdraw. What is he going to? I think that's Vaporeon. Oh, that is perfectly fine with me. This is fine with me. Do I just Trailblaze? I think I do, right? I'm going to Trailblaze and see what happens. I don't think this thing... I guess it might get Psychic. Does this thing get Psychic? I could have Terra Normal, but I don't really want to show what my Terra is yet. And depending on what he goes into, we could outspeed something with the Trailblaze. If it's like Roaring Moon or something, I can't imagine it's that. He's in his tough spot here. He's probably going to either go... Actually, he could just click Protect. No, he's going to withdraw. So I think this is either Donphan or Goldengo. It just depends on what he thinks I'm clicking. Kev's, I think, is... It's Roaring Moon. Tell me you're not Mirror Herb. Tell me you're not just like Mirror Herb or something. He's not Mirror Herb. Okay. He could be Scarf. All right. So if he's Scarf Adamant, I think I need to click Boom Burst here. He would have to be like Scarf Scale Shot or Scarf Outrage, I think, to kill us. I don't think he has any other way to do it. I could be mistaken, but we're going to see what happens here. Just going to click Boom Burst. See what he goes for. He was not Booster Energy, so he doesn't have Booster Speed. He could be Scarf. But if he is, unless he crit, Knockoff does max of 99%. Dragon Claw does less than that, so he'd have to Scale Shot or Outrage. Or faster. So he's not Scarf. That is a big chunk. He is probably Assault Vest. Good God, he must be Assault Vest. Okay. Now I Boom Burst again for free. Because I'm faster than everything that's not Scarfed. He goes into Goldengo. This is going to be Scarf Goldengo. I can guarantee it. MSR 198. That is Goldengo. So this thing is Scarf. Because otherwise you don't bring this in. I'm just going to Nuzzle. To slow this thing down. I mean, he's Scarf, right? He's got to be. But I'm going to... Do I need to keep Toxtricity around? Maybe. It's good into the Vileplume. But Jonathan has answers for Vileplume. It's good into Donphan. It's very good into Donphan. I'm just going to Nuzzle. If he's Scarf, we'll confirm it. He is. He's going to Scarf himself into Focus Blast. Okay. So, that means I can go into Spectre for free, though. Because he is Scarfed into Focus Blast. I think I can just click Nasty Plat, right? Does he have anything else that I feel like would be Scarfed? Anything that I can worry about? Not really, right? Roaring Moon's not Scarfed. We already know that. Or if he is, he's like minimum speed Scarf, which I don't... No, there's no way. That's not possible. So I can just click Nasty Plot, right? What stops me from doing this? I don't think there's anything that stops me from doing this. He's going to swap. What does he go into? What is his Spectre answer? This is the Vaporeon. Okay. So now I just Shadow Ball. What does he have? Does he have Wish? Does he have Haze? Roar? Do I just click Taunt here? I think I click Taunt here. I mean, he could be AV, but I don't think so. I think he's going to have either Roar or Haze. What do you got? Show me a Roar or Haze or something. Damn. Wow, he flip turned. I did not expect that. Well played, Kaz. Ah, damn. Now Goldengo comes in for free. Damn, dude. That's rough. I could have gotten a huge chunk off, too. That really sucks because we die to Shadow Ball now. So I guess I have to go Jonathan here. I mean, Hopper's like not that great anymore, unfortunately. He's going to know I'm not going to give this up, but I don't think it matters. I think I just go into Hopper and get rid of it, I guess. I don't know what else to do. I don't want to lose Spectre. It's too strong. And we know that Roaring Moon's not Scarf, so we're faster than it. And we can live a knockoff, I think, at this HP on Spectre because of the bulk that we have. It just went for Shadow Ball, so that would have been a huge mistake if we stayed in. He's going to drop the Spadef. That doesn't really matter. We do get the Citrus Berry. But again, like, what are we going to do with this thing? Is there any point in keeping it around? I don't really think so. I think I maybe just, like... Do I just Drain Punch in case he swaps? What does Ting Lu take from this? I mean, Ting Lu takes, like, 15% from this. So, thing is, like, I don't want him to switch for free right now with me asleep. Man, this is rough. I'm going to go Ting Lu.
I feel like the start of this game was so good, and that sleep on Iron Hands just really sucks. And he does swap, so I could have drain punched. I said punch because Moose comes in. And he goes with the Moose. So we've got Tinglu versus Moose here. Fortunately, he doesn't have any hazards up at the moment, but man, it's a tough one. And now this thing is going to be very physically bulky. We should be faster, though. I think I just click EQ. Am I okay going EQ here? I mean, offensively, this thing is so good, but I'm just going to click it. I want to chip this thing down. I want to get rid of its sturdy. It goes for rocks, right? He knows I can't spin him away. He's going to go for rocks. I hope I don't get this play wrong. Tell me you go for rocks. Tell me you go for stealth rock, dude. He knows I can't spin him away. He's going to go for him, right? Let's go. All right, huge. Huge, huge, huge. All right, so now we Earthquake for free. We Earthquake everything here. Nothing likes this. If he Ice Spinners, we will get the Weakness Policy procced, and then we should kill it on the next turn, probably. Depends on his investment, but I think we're okay. He swaps out. Something's taking a big old Earthquake. Kyoma. This thing is dead, right? I think Ogerpon's dead. Yep, Ogerpon is dead. Tinglu claims a kill. My guy. Ogerpon did not a lot this game, which is great. Kind of bummed we lost the Toxtricity so early, but it is what it is. And now I am going to Earthquake, because I'm probably faster. If he Scalds or Flip Turns, he procs Weakness Policy. I don't think he's going to, like, roar or anything. Earthquake does a decent chunk. He goes for Scald. No burns. No burns, Weakness Policy. Gosh, dude. Oh my god, are you kidding me right now? Ugh. The Effect Sport and the burn. Now this Weakness Policy is null and void. Like, man. You know, it's one of those things. Oh, he's leftovers. I thought he was Mirror for a second. That is so frustrating. But here's the thing. Like, Kaz normally gets really unlucky with this stuff. And now, of course, this game, he's going to get incredibly lucky with this stuff. That's such a bummer, dude. That's such a bummer. I mean, this thing is kind of useless now. I just EQ. We're going to have a really tough time winning this game, to be honest now. It's going to be very, very difficult. This Earthquake's not going to go and do enough. He's going to Haze, which means he can now Wish. He's got Wish, Flip, Turn, Scald. Wish, Flip, Turn, Scald. No, he doesn't. I don't know if he has Wish. He has Flip, Turn, Scald, Haze, but he probably has Wish. Most likely, right? So I'm going to taunt just in case he goes for a Wish. I probably should have taunted on that second turn, but I just thought he was going to Scald again to try and kill. If he Flip Turns, it's a great play. Goes for Scald. That's fine. We are going to die to the burn. And Vaporeon takes out Tinglu. Man, oh man. I think Scald is a 20% chance to burn. Effect Spore, I think, is 20%. And then it's like a 50-50 roll, whether it's sleep or poison. It's going to be a tough one. I'm trying not to tilt. This is really unlucky. Like, this is really, really unfortunate. But what can take damage from Spectre now? Not a lot of things, right? This Vaporeon is chipped. This Vaporeon is taunted and chipped. I think I have to go here. I think I just start clicking Shadow Ball, right? He probably lets this die and goes into Goldengo, I think. He's going to Flip Turn. He's 100% going to Flip Turn. He's taunted. All he can do is Scald or Flip Turn. So he is going to let this go and Flip Turn into Goldengo. Which means I want Hopper in, because I want to see what he locks himself into. Because if I Shadow Ball here, he brings in the Scarf Goldengo and he just revenges me. No, that's fine. If he does that, he does that. The only difference is I'm doing damage this way. Although I'm healthy enough to take damage from Roaring Moon, whereas I'm not if I go for a Flip Turn. But I think that's okay. I think I would just Draining Kiss later and deal with it. I think Shadow Ball is still the right play no matter what. I think. We get a crit there, which doesn't really matter. The Flip Turn does a little chunk. So now we probably are in range of the Roaring Moon here, but he's not going to go that. He's going to go into Scarf Goldengo. Yep. think he just clicked Shadow Ball. Do I need to go Dustin here? Steve lives 1 hit guaranteed, I know that. I've helped it with Modest that he lives on Choice Scarf. Because if he makes a prediction and goes out to Roaring Moon, I would rather be into this. I'm going Dustin here. I'm predicting he's going to... Okay, he does not switch. This should be a Shadow Ball. There's no way he Focus Blasts. He has no reason to Focus Blast. Yeah, Shadow Ball. This should not kill, though. It should do a little over half. It does. Of course we get the SPDA drop. He's gonna sack off Vaporeon now. He doesn't know I'm Scarf. He's gotta be Modest, right? Why would he be Timid Scarf? He's gotta be. If he's Timid Scarf, he outspeeds me, but I don't think so. Why would he go Timid Scarf? He's gotta be Modest. Just gonna Flare Blitz. He does swap. Fair enough. Goes into Donphan. This is gonna take a chunk. We break the Sturdy at least. We do a chunk, and now we go into Hopper, I think. So I could go into Steve. So I could see him going for rocks here. Man, this is going to be so hard to navigate. This Asleep Iron Hands is brutal. It's basically like a one-hit KO on the Mon, because he's just useless. I should have run, you know, I almost ran Lumberry instead of Citrus Berry just because I knew Effect Spore was possible. But I was like, you know what, that's a 20% chance, and I'd rather have the Citrus. And that was obviously a mistake. Do I bulk up here? I think he swaps. I'm just going to bulk up. No, he stays in. You could go for Ice Spinner here. Or something like that. Or just like maybe a Rapid Spin or Ice Shard. Okay, that shouldn't do... Yeah, that doesn't do a ton. I have to knock off here now, because if he goes into Goldango on the switch, I need to knock off his Choice Scarf. Probably Boots. Citrus Berry. Okay. I'm going to Acro, I guess. It'll do a lot of damage to Goldango if he comes in. He does Ice Shard. 97 out of 299. Is that in Stealth Rock range? No, it's not. So we can switch out and come back in one time if we need. Problem is, yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. Tornadus kills the Donphan. This is going to be a very tough endgame for us. Does a U-turn kill from this point? I don't remember why I know that he's not Scarfed. Oh, because I Trailblazed with Eddie and I was faster. So he's not Scarfed, but he's going to be faster than me. I think I'm going to U-turn. Goes for knockoff. Okay. That kills no matter what. So he's Jolly, obviously. Which we thought was probably the case. He has knockoff. He should be Jolly. Head Smash puts in a ton of work here, right? Wait, what can take a Flare Blitz? Wait, does Flare Blitz kill everything? Does Arcanine just win here? No, because of Rocky Helmet. We'll die to Rocky Helmet chip from Vileplume. It'll kill Goldango. 37 to 43. I don't know if he's in 37 to 43 range. I'm just going to go Spectre here. I think Arcanine can clean up in the endgame. I kind of need to get rid of Vileplume, though, because the Rocky Helmet could stop that from happening. He should go into Vileplume here, right? Okay, he withdraws. This is probably Vileplume. I almost just Shadow Balled. Oh, he sacks off the Vaporeon. Okay, that's fine. Spectre kills Vaporeon with Draining Kiss. That is Spectre's first kill of the season, hilariously enough. And so now he has to go Goldango here. Like, he absolutely has to. He doesn't have a choice. Which means I think I just go Hopper, and I pray that he wakes up. He doesn't get a 3-turn sleep. If he Shadow Balls and this dies, that is perfectly fine. These Stealth Rocks are going to be the difference, though, I think. That Rocky Helmet on Vileplume is, Wait, does that kill? 87 out of 343? Hold up. Maybe we're fine. Wait, am I dumb? We don't die to Rocky Helmet. That doesn't do enough. Flare Blitz kills this. Flare Blitz, I think, kills Roaring Moon. And it doesn't kill Vileplume, actually, on the Switch. So Rocky Helmet will kill because it'll be 2 hits. Shit, man. I think we just lose. I think we legitimately just lose. The only way to win this... Actually, Flare Blitz has a chance to one-hit KO. That is our win condition. We have to one-hit KO Vileplume. It's a roll. We just have to hope to get the roll. Comes Reese. Oh, wait, he's chipped. Wait, do we... No Effect Spore, please. If there's no... Oh, man. I know I keep speaking this into existence, but, like, this is incredibly frustrating. To lose that way is, yeah, I don't know. What was I supposed to do here? I literally didn't have a GG, I guess. GG. Oh, man. That's such a shame. No bad blood against Kaz. Honestly, he was probably due for some good luck. He gets bad luck all the time. But man, oh man, is that an incredibly, like, demoralizing way to lose. It just sucks. Like, that just sucks. To not only get Effect Spored the sleep, also get the Effect Spore on the paralysis at the end of the game, which neuters our speed, which means we're not faster than this Goldengo anymore. Yeah, I don't know. That's a bummer. I don't know what I really could have done differently. I really don't think it was a prep problem. The way she goes sometimes. I don't mean to be salty, so I'm sorry if it's a bummer for anybody out there watching. But yeah, that's the way she goes. Iron Hand's falling asleep and becoming completely useless for the entire game. I should have clicked Substitute, I guess. Leaving it up to the chance at, you know, a 20% chance to... Actually, it's less than that. 10% chance to sleep, I think. I think Effect Spore is 20. And then it's a 50-50 roll whether it's sleep or poison. So that tiny chance put us to sleep, which means Iron Hands can do anything. The paralysis at the end means that ARCANINE doesn't clean up the game. In which, to be fair, I don't know if he would have or not. Flare Blitz, I think, is a roll. Again, I just want to repeat many times. Kaz is an awesome guy. No bad blood towards him. He's awesome. I love him. You know, I appreciate him for, you know, allowing me to be in the league. This league has been a ton of fun, and I'm hoping to bounce back strong. Yeah, that's Mon sometimes. The Scald Burn and the double Effect Spore, just brutal. So it is what it is. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We'll catch you next week.